My name is Michaela. I'm a saxophone player and a composer. I'm coming from also underground scene during my teenage years in Banská Bystrica, where I was playing in or being active around punk scene, and later I became really attracted to studying as much as I can about music. So I went through classical education or classical music education in Banská Bystrica, where I studied classical composition and classical saxophone. Then later I thought it's quite nice to open it a bit up, so I became attracted to jazz. So I went to study jazz in Prague, and from that I became even a bit more interested in more and more freedom in music. So I became interested in improvised music and more avant-garde jazz and experimental music. So I moved to Copenhagen, and I started to study at the Rhythmic Music Conservatory in Copenhagen. I tried to keep in all of my works the mindset of improvisers, but I always try to keep some parameters open for other players in order for interplay or reaction and spontaneity to be still part of the music. I think I took from classical composition and classical saxophone and the relationship with my instrument. I took from it a lot of, let's say, like a nice and discipline and motivation to explore my instrument. Even though the term is a bit more very broad, like the experimental music, but I arrived in that space and I found just nice communities around who are well supporting each other. In connection to the piece, what I'm going to play today, and the piece I wrote for Acousmonium, I think mostly I had maybe a bit more abstract or a bit more like loose interpretations of all the thoughts from Pierre Schaeffer and all the people like setting the Groupe de Recherche Musicale in Paris about a sonic object, and I imagine myself playing the sonorous object as they describe it, which is my instrument, and playing with this surreal like mismatching of the identity of the instrument, that I'm being on a stage, I'm playing my instrument, but it's spread out through the whole room, through the sound system, and it doesn't represent anymore what maybe listeners' ears could expect from it. It was a conscious choice to actually not to, to dismiss the traditional identity of the saxophone or of my instrument, but more like create my own identity and the own sound identity, which I am really aligned with. And I think I really like to think about what I do in this sense, that little voices of the whole body of my instruments are amplified and heard, and they have their place to be perceived and heard.